Hello, I'm here with Seth. How are you?
What's up, man? How are you doing?
D-
Everything's Irie.
Yeah, doing good, doing good. So we're gonna keep it short
Yeah.
as usual. I want these interviews to be valuable, but also very short to respect your time, but also the time of people watching this as well. So I'm just gonna dive right
hmm
in. Maybe you can talk a little bit about yourself, but what's your background sort of in e-commerce? How long have you been in e-commerce, and who are you, first of all?
Well, I've been in e-commerce not too long. I think probably about 2.5, maybe 3 years. That's when I first started dabbling in e-commerce and went to like a Ecom Convert event. And before that, I think it was like this dude named, what was his name? Chris Sessions or something like that. He did like some 30-day ecom challenge, and then I joined the 30-day ecom challenge, and then one thing led to the next thing, which got me into that one event where um, I ended up meeting with my business partner now, and we just started a company like I think it was last June, you know. So we did that, and then now we're here going through our second Q4, going through our second holiday season. So everything is good.
So I think that by now, probably everyone in the group knows you because I've shared the unboxing video, for example, of the portrait I ordered for my brother's
Oh,
dog. I've
yeah.
mentioned your story
Uh-huh.
quite a few times, but what can you just
Did you
sum up?
give it to him yet? Did
Oh
you give
yeah,
it
yeah,
to him
yeah.
yet, or was it? How did he? What was his
So
reaction to it?
so the funny thing is, it's him and his girlfriend, right? So
Uh,
his girlfriend, she's the one that I asked for the photo of the dog. I was asking her what's the
hmm
best photo of Riesling, that's her name,
Covert
the dog's name.
operation.
Yeah, so I didn't tell her what it was for. She probably
Uh,
figured it was from some sort of portrait or something, but she didn't know exactly.
yeah.
So but anyway, so I got the picture, and then a few weeks later, I get the portrait here. After I waited a while to order it, and eventually made up my mind, purchased it, got it delivered within about a week, and then I did the
hmm
unboxing video right here, and then I
Yeah, I
give it
remember that.
yeah, I give it to them when they come to visit. And I was holding the portrait, and my brother actually comes in first. He was like, "What the hell?" That was his reaction. I was like, "What the fuck?" And then her reaction was like, "Oh my god, it's so pretty." My brother just didn't get it at first. So it was really funny. But then he got to love it. They put it in the bathroom at their car.
Yeah,
Like people that
that's
visit, they're like, "What is this?" And it has
yeah.
a surprise factor.
Dude, there's so many people with so many different reactions. Like we've had people like crying tears of joy, people like crying like heartfelt and felt emotions from like the pets that they lose, and like there's a range of emotions that come with it, and it's like each one is. I'm pretty sure you can attest. You see, like each one of those is like hand drawn by an artist, even though like you'd be like, oh, Photoshop, but like, dude, seriously, it takes like almost like an hour and a half to 2 hours to make each one of those.
Mhm.
Yeah.
No, it's great. I personally loved the result. I was really surprised when I saw it in person. It looks like a real painting, and
Mhm.
yeah, I was really happy with the surprise and the emotion that it got as well, and the reactions. And it's a great business. I think you have a great product there. So, can you tell us
Mhm.
anyway? What you sell and what's your clientele?
Well, the clientele is super super diverse. You know what I mean? Like, but I would say if we had to like push it one way, like our demo is probably going to be like women. You know what I mean? Like majority of women, probably like about. It's not super far one side, but you're looking like probably like about 65, 65, 35 from women to men. Yeah. Yeah, but
So,
it's ever changing, and especially during Christmas and such, especially during holidays, you have a lot more versatility and velocity as far as like the
right.
different demographics you have.
And for people that are not familiar with your site, what do you sell exactly? What are your products? I mean, I mentioned portraits, but can you be a little bit more specific?
Uh-huh. Yeah, what we do is we create a lot of different portraits. So we're like you just give us a picture of your dog or your person that you want to take the picture, and we'll make them like kings, queens. We'll also do like these really beautiful like animated illustrated photos, portraits, and so forth. So it just makes it so you have a really beautiful keepsake for your wall. because, you know, who doesn't love art? And if you have something like your pet or a person that you love, we can put these big mantle pieces over your anywhere in your house pretty much. Like, and just funny, just recently, Dancing with the Stars reached out to us, and we did these huge free freaking portraits for Dancing with the Stars. Like, you ever heard of Carol Baskin, the lady from Tiger King? You ever heard of that lady? You probably not.
Think
So
so. I'm not sure.
so Tiger King was like this big like cult classic show on Netflix for a short period of time, right? And there's a lady named Carol Baskin on there, and she just happened to be on what is it called? Dancing with the Stars, right? And um, they got big portraits of these cats filmed up and then put them all around the dance floor for her. But I'll give somebody like I'll get everybody like a quick understanding of like what one of them can look like this one right here. See, like check that out.
Yeah, that's adorable.
And then you get frames,
Mm-hmm.
get the little iconic Paul on there. Yeah.
Cool. Okay. I mean, personally, I'm very happy with the result, and it was a fun experience as well. Like, honestly, what made it for me was the note in the
Mm-hmm.
package that comes with it.
Mm-hmm.
And when you said that we make your pets regal as fuck, I was like, that made me laugh like crazy.
Yeah.
So you know, your company has a lot of personality. I like that. So you have something interesting here.
Mm-hmm.
Let's move on to the next one. I just want to go through these questions here. What kind of results have you gotten with your store so far? Like, kind of where are you at in your journey currently?
Mm-hmm. We're in a point of like fine tuning, like a lot of different things. And it's like once you fine tune something, like another four things pop up. So it's like always fine tuning. You know, I would say the two biggest things are like you're gonna want to really innovate your product, which is like create new products, create new ways for the audience to interact with you, and then also marketing. You know what I mean? So marketing, innovation are two of the biggest things that at least my department. Like I have a business partner who takes care of a lot of the business side of things. Like I don't worry about the taxes or anything like that, or you know, you know, contracts, business contracts. Obviously, I look at them, but it's not really like what I focus on. So what we focus on is mostly like research, development, figure out new products, and not only that, but like how are we going to market these? We have these really cool like dog videos that we do that are kind of like signature for our brand. And I think that's really what the biggest thing is doing is like trying to differentiate yourself from the ever increasing copycats that flood the market. But you know, the beautiful thing about it is like there's really no copy to what you can do. You know what I'm saying? So it's like there will be people trying to copy what we do, but they're just like our artists have taken a lot of time to like perfect our craft, and you know, like and we do a really good job. And for somebody to jump in and try to do that, it'd probably take them a long time to even get really, you know, close to what that is, you know.
So without getting into details, what can you share in terms of you know, numbers or growth or percentage increase or anything in terms of results
Hmm.
from when you started?
Well, yeah, we definitely grew from when we started. I remember our first month, like we did $64, and the next month we did like 3 grand. Then it was like 9 grand, and then it was like I think 30, no, 34,000. Then we bumped up to like 90, and then there was, you know, the rest was where we're at now. It just kept growing. You know what I mean? We've had a couple of decline months in the last year, but everything's up on the rise again for sure, especially during Q4.
Oh, that's great. Um, some of your biggest mistakes that you've made, and what have you learned from that?
Biggest mistakes, dude. What are the biggest mistakes? Freaking not getting email together as soon as possible, not focusing on like one single thing for like say for instance if you wanted to grow your email list, like focus on how are you going to grow your email list for a certain amount of time, and then get that situated, and then like give it to somebody so they can manage it. And um just not really taking each and every single element of your business and focusing on that and growing that and then going to the next thing. I think those were the biggest mistakes that I made, especially in the beginning. You know, trying to take care of everything instead of
Right.
like really focusing, honing it down and, on each different section of your business.
I see. So now you're more focused and you go into more depth into each area before
Mhm.
moving on to the next one. So, for example, you mentioned email. So you're focusing on email to get it done, to get it well, and then
Super big part of business is your email. Like I
mhm,
can't stress it enough. Like I remember last Christmas we had like I don't know like through 400 or 450 or something like in revenue and had like 2% coming from email. Like, you know what I mean? Like that's absurd. You have to like if you have that much traffic and you want at least let's say bare minimum 10 or 12%, you know what I
mhm.
mean? Like of your revenue. So on top of that 400 and some odd dollars, you have another 40, $50,000 coming in from email revenues if you had it set up correctly. But it's just that money slipping through the cracks. Like just keep on trying to find ways that you could, maximize every single dollar that you put into your business, make sure that there's no like leaks.
Right. Okay, makes sense.
Hmm.
And I know that you've just done a redesign of your site very recently, and you're sort of still maybe fixing some of the bugs or tweaking some of the things in there. But what have been some of the improvements, and maybe in the previous versions as well? But what kind of improvements to the user experience of the site have you done that kind of made a difference in terms of metrics?
Definitely one of the things that made us a little bit easier to navigate was our mega menu. It made it a lot simpler for people to find the type of product that they're looking for. And as a result of that, our conversion boosted probably, I think it was about 0.27 to 0.50%. And like, it's kind of hard to tell exactly what it is right now because of the Christmas season, and we changed it right before the Christmas season. So I think things will stabilize, but that's what I'm contributing to about like a quarter to a half% just posted on our conversion rate. And that, that moves the needle. You know what I mean? Just making it easier, easier for people to access the things that they want instead of trying to switch around and trying to find things so much.
Yeah, I know the navigation before this version was a little bit confusing. So and now I think it's a lot more clear.
Hmm.
There were some
Yeah.
overlapping categories and such. So I think it's better
Yeah.
now for sure. Do you have
Hmm.
any plans of other improvements that you'd like to make, other changes or things you'd like to test?
Yes, so many things. I think it's really right now is just really just honing in on the voice, you know what I mean, of our brand, and the look. And it's like it's so funny because it's like we went through a redesign, the rebrand, and and trying to like really fine tune what that is. It's like not always so clear cut all the time. You know what I mean? Like your colors, your fonts, your different things like that, and trying to figure out what your brand is, and like make sure that that's consistent amongst every single piece of information that you put out there, and like really trying to make sure that looks really good. I think that's where we're going to find a lot of growth for the long term, because like in getting your brand together is where the money's at, and where the longevity's at, because you can differentiate yourself from the market.
Okay, well, listen, I want to respect your time again, and I want to keep these short. So, like I mentioned before we started recording, there were a few additional questions. If you ever have a minute to, answer below the post, I'm just going to paste them there. If you have a minute
Hmm.
and you want to maybe address some of those, that'd be great. If you don't have time, that's fine,
Cool.
but I'm going to post a few more. So, thank you so much for your
Okay,
time.
cool.
This is great, and wish you a great day.
Thanks for having me, Matt. I'll talk to you soon.
Talk to you soon. Cheers.
Peace.